All right, folks, let's do another Smash Bowl or a Smash Bowl. If you didn't watch the other video, that's totally cool. And let me put my hair up first. If you didn't watch the other video, I got my hair stuck in a bowl. And one of the number one things you want to do in a shop is keep your hair up. It's really not safe to have your hair down. You should always have your hair up. Your hair can get caught in stuff. It's just not safe. It's never safe to have your hair down if you have long hair when you're working. So you should have your hair up. And I totally had my hair down, which was not cool. So I'm putting it up. So there. Ta-da. Do as I say, not as I do, that whole thing. Now we're up. We're ready to rock and roll. What we're going to do first is grab, oh my God, some clay. There we go. That's a lot of clay. All right. Let me pop this down just a little bit so you can see what we're working with. You see my wall heater in the background. Old school. There we go. About 2.5, give or take-ish, pounds of clay. Not really measuring, just cutting, but give or take. There we go. Do a little wedging. It's all pre-wedged, but I didn't want any air pockets in there. That is not our friend. We don't like that. And wedging is fun. I really have to get something connected to this table or a wedging location where I'm not fighting the sheet trying to come up constantly. Just moved over here. I mean, you can tell the plate's not even, I'm pointing in the wrong direction, but the plate's not even on the outlet yet. So have not been in this space very long. The other wall is the nice wall. It's the wall that has the pretty shelf with all my art on it. I know it's a shame. Why am I not working in front of it, right? Because it's got a bunch of stuff already there that I've already started on. Mermaid, some other canvases. So I got myself trapped, basically, because I've spread out like crazy. I need to start having classes and people up here so that I force myself to clean up a little bit. Seriously. It's a thing. It's like we like to have people over, like to have dinner parties or parties and have people over so that we're forced to clean the house every now and then. Like, for goodness sakes, have people over so we have to clean. Have people in the studio so I have to clean up after myself. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. All right, getting this into the general-ish shape of the bowl. And then I promise I will tilt this down a little bit more because you guys can't even really see the surface. Nobody wants to look at me. Wants to look at me. Yawn. I think I need another tea. Okay. Here we go. All right, I'm going to pinch some off here because I am decorating this with critter facial features, technical terms. So I want critter facial feature pieces, and that's what I want. About a handful. You can tell I'm really into precise measurements. I'm super into precision. Whoops. And then I'm just going to shove this. I happen to have plastic bag over here with another piece. I'm just putting that under a little plastic bag so that it stays moist. I was going to say moist, and then I was like, oh man, people hate that word. And then I was like, find another word. And then I was like, they can suck it up. And so I said moist. I said it. Okay. Okay, okay. All right, let's tilt this down just a little so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Ta-da. Nobody cares what I look like, but looking at the bowl. All right, get the thumbs in there. All right, about a ½ inch at the bottom. Try to get the same distance here. I'm gonna have to cut my nails off. Hadn't done pottery for a while because we were working on this space and it just wasn't a good setup. We just did not, everything was trying to just set up for it. So I just spent about 2 months not doing pottery at all. It sucked. No, it didn't suck, but it was different. A lot of painting, a lot of writing, but about 2 months not doing any pottery at all. And nails, in particular, like that one right there, kind of long, and having a little bit of a hard time navigating this whole pottery thing because I'm not used to them being this length. I think they're gonna have to go. Not that they haven't been long, but them being long and me doing pottery at the same time. Okay, keep pulling it out. Equal. Pinch, 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 pinch. I think these are actually called pinch because you're pinching. I like smash. I'm smashing. It's a beautiful day here in February. February 12th. And it is gorgeous outside. And I guess that's relative. It can be a gorgeous day and be rainy and 35 Fahrenheit. And I think that's a very beautiful day. So days are relative, but it happens to be today quite sunny and blue skies and I think 550s Fahrenheit. Not particularly windy. Not a crappy February day. However, I'm not going to lie. I would not be upset about more rain. because our pond definitely indicates that things are below where they should be. So I'm just going to say, all right, so this is super important. Anytime, I mean, as far as I know, I'm not a clay expert. I'm a clay person that knows what they're doing enough to know what they're doing, kind of. I'm one of those people who doesn't consider themselves an expert in much of anything. Mostly because I've studied a lot, and I think once you do, you're like, oh God, there's so much more to know. But you know, I definitely know I'm not an expert in this at all. But one thing that is super important in clay, whatever you're doing, is compression of the bottom. Press, and I don't think I talked about that in the prior video. I think I neglected that actually a lot. And it wasn't an instructional video. Like, I wasn't planning for you to be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this video and know what I'm doing afterwards so that I can build something with clay. But nonetheless, compression is super important to make sure that you don't get any cracks in the bottom of your ceramics. So you always want to make sure that you're pressing really well, really evenly on your bottoms, and just making sure that there's just very solid compression and all of those particles are overlapping, grapping, napping, slapping, napping together. They be rapping. But it's very important. That got ridiculous, I realize. It will not be the last time. Point being, compression is important. Whoops, and my nail got the bottom, so I'm gonna compress some more. Fingernails. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right. I do have to remember that I am adding other stuff to this. So, like, I need to get a motor on so that it is still wet enough. Not that I can't make it so I can Picard it. A little bit bigger. These are super cute. So this is another one that is a choice for a pottery event, you know, making, because super simple. Really do just smash it out of, or pinch it out, I guess, if you prefer that terminology. Smash, Hulk smash, Hannah smash. You smash it out of your piece of clay, and you can use, you know, I have calipers and various measuring devices and stuff, so you could make yourself a set of bowls so that you can measure them all out and make them all match, or you can make them fit inside each other. So you could definitely get fancy if you wanted to make designs on them. So certainly do all sorts of stuff like that. I'm usually going kind of for showing speed, because then after it's built, you can get, all right, what do you want to do now? Do you want to put a flower design on it? Do you want to put, what I'm going to do now, of course, is the critter face because it's so cute. And easy and pretty easy, really. And so cute. Makes a really good gift. It makes for a good food bowl or water bowl for an animal also. Like this could be a really good, if you have multiple animals, you could make each one a little food bowl like this. I'm just trying to make everything nice and smooth. I don't want it too rough or cracky. I'm not going for perfection or anything. All you hear me preach about that all the time. We're not after perfection. But I still want it to be nice, not going for crap. I'm not going for crap. I want it to look nice. I want it to be functional and look good. And I want it to be tough. That's important. So there's the compressing the bottom is important to the base. You also want to compress the rim so the rim doesn't crack. And so that it's good and strong. And I have definitely been known to finish everything and then be like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. So, and sometimes, oh yeah, I forgot to do that whenever I come back and the rim is cracked. That has happened. Smoothing here. I may need to come back. I may need a sponge. I am a sponge-holic when I do wheel through pottery. I mean, like, I can't function if I don't have a sponge in my hand. And I don't pick up a sponge much when I do hand building. It's a weird thing. I really don't. Like, I just have I have it in my hand constantly whenever I'm on the wheel. And I just don't really, like, I couldn't even really tell you where it was right now. It's a thing. I noticed my twisty strap in the camera. I can't help but notice things like that. And I know some of you all can't either. I know. Would have made me crazy for the rest. Oh man. Oh, wrong side. Okay. Yep. That's the thing. There we go. Wouldn't have been able to concentrate. Okay, so now do ears. Take about maybe half of what I had. And then turn that into a tube. It's not a tuba. Or something like that. And split that into two. This one into two generally equal pieces. And Irish. It's Irish. Now I'm going to try to duplicate the ear. That's the little part. It doesn't have to be perfect because look at your critters. Their ears express themselves, and sometimes they're quite different. Let's see. How much sense did you think I had? Did you think I had in me? Oh, tragedy. Did you think I'd go? Mm. I'm just getting caught back into my face. I'm just mad as hell. Loved this place. It's a little bit more point. So I can stick one. Best. She's looking at the boys. As I hit your face. All right, so these are going to go right to there. Ears. I am going to need something sharp. Ah! Whoops, sorry. Damn it. And these are the mistakes that humans make. Kids have been Daisy May loves me not, something different blue. Sworn. Oh well. Just somewhere. All right, now we're scoring this. And we're making sure that it's nice and wet and kind of muddy, basically, so that it joins up nicely, because we really want this to catch. And so we're going to make sure that these two pieces of clay come together And what I was looking for just now, when I was looking around, was I could have sworn, there it is, that there was some white vinegar up here. Because white vinegar helps, and I'll find out why, because I don't know the science behind it. And I like to know the science behind things. I do. But it helps join clay together particularly well, really well, like exceptionally well. Sometimes to the point that the clay that is in a state that you wouldn't even think that it would, it has gotten too dry. You can still get it to join when it really maybe shouldn't. Don't get cocky, but it'll let you get a little cocky sometimes, because white distilled vinegar does something to clay that allows it to join that's pretty freaking fantastic, frankly. And I need to look up why that is, because there has to be a scientific explanation for it. And I dig science and would like to be able to explain a bit better exactly what's going on there that makes that work. And I can't. I just know that it's a well-known thing, and it works, man. It works. I have a bowl over there. It's a burgundy bowl that there is no reason in the world that sucker should be together. It had a crack in it. It had a hole in it. It fell to pieces, and I don't even know why it became some kind of thing. It's not even that good of a bowl. Like, it just became a thing that that bowl was going to make it. It's going to make it. And it did make it. The bowl made it. And it's over there on the shelf, and it's cute. I mean, it's a cute bowl. It's fine. It's not my greatest work or anything. But it's there. And it's there because of white vinegar. The only reason that baby held together and made it. And it made it. So it's a thing. All right, there we go. Pressed a little too hard there. I got too into the white vinegar talk. I may have thinned that out a little bit too much, but it's all right. I feel passionate about the white vinegar. There's 1 year. Well, don't worry, I'll give you guys a better view of this, but right now it's a little mushy to pick up. And I'm going to do the same thing to this year. I'm going to score it. It's one of my favorite tools. Deciding exactly where it goes, good placement, ear. Falling in love again. Oh, I'm falling in love again. Down, turn it back around. All right. Score. That was me just kind of making sure I didn't score outside of, not that I couldn't fix it, but why not get it right the first time? Because I rarely ever do. That's why. Messy first draft. Messy second draft. That 10th draft, though, baby. That 10th draft. That one's the one. Oh, turn that around. That would have been silly. And 10th draft is not an exaggeration. In fact, I'm 15th, 20th, 30th. I have lost count on this particular part of the novel because just take it. Just take it. Yeah. I misspelled my character's name and therefore had to go back and redo the entire first book spelling because I liked the misspelling. True story. True story. 2 characters. I misspelled 2 characters in book 2. I liked my misspellings more than I liked the actual names. Had to go back all the way through book 1. This is in The Storykeeper's Daughter. Change both of their names in book 1. Luckily, didn't appear a ton in book 1. Luckily. 2 female characters. But had to change them. And it was being published. It was well underway at that point. Yeah, that was... I bet you they were ready to kill me. Oh, yeah. Sorry. These are misspelled. How do you misspell names that you made up? Changed my mind. Oops. Dirty to me. Flirting with me. I don't know the words to this song as well. Romantic. And it to you, to you, to you. Not that you guys want to hear me sing anyway, because I can't. Romantic. It's actually romantic. Shoes I give you as a present. And by the way, I'm going out tonight. Okay. Oh, come on. Just smoothing. That's all I'm doing. Smoothing, smoothing, smoothing. This is where the fingernails do come in handy, I gotta tell you. Come on. What? No. That was depressing. All right, I need to fill in a little. There we go. I'm Miss Sparkling. Oh no, don't. No. What was that? What was that? Don't move. Can't move. Nice. Okay. No, smooth stone just 'cause he was high. I'm gonna dance all night. You can shout, change my mind. But get in line. What's a girl gonna do? Okay, Let's go ahead and move on to the next piece. I'm going to come back to this here in just un momento. Okay, I want to leave a nose and mouth. That's nose and mouth. Yeah, nose and mouth. This is the eyes. Yep. And eyes. Half and half. Half. Okie dokie. From each of these, I want a little ball. There we go. Balls. 2 balls. Not what you're thinking. Stop. Face. Critter. Face. Eyeballs. There's 1. Big droopy eyelid. I'm really just using my thumb to make it. Big droopy eyelid. Give this a little, this needs a little working. It's a beautiful day. Okay. And then my thumb. Not quite coming out. Very good. It's all right. Just keep trying. Grr, it's too thin. What's going on? Maybe I measured incorrectly. What is up? What is up? Come on. There we go. We're getting there. There we go. Got a little bit too much. There we go on that side. Getting a little dry. I don't know why sometimes I can do the same process and I just can't get the same effect. No. We're close. Machine does the same process and has the exact same output every time. As a human, it just doesn't work out that way. One would say it was a flaw in my programming. I think it's what keeps me interesting. Put up more of a fight. Much. You had much. Question. Best. Okay. This is definitely a little bigger than the other. That's okay. Eyeballs. So, eyelid, eyeball. Ah. What did you do? Night. She put on more fight. It's too much. Okay. Good press. So that it stays on there. We're gonna score the back of this one. You like that look? It's fine. It's all fine. Yeah, actually, it is fine. I'll show you in a second. What big eyes you have, grandmother. Big eyes. And then I need my tea. I said that during the last video, and I did not stop and get a tea. Okay. That's the way it always ends. In the hallway, carnations, you thought were roses, that's us. See you every day now. All right, eyeballs. It's cute. It's actually quite cute. Kind of fond of it. I'm not sure it's going to have a mouth. I think it might just have a nose, which I think this might be better. It's cute. Okay. And now the nose. I know. Oh, it's not. Okay. So cute. Okay. Nose. Let's see. What do we want the nose to do? What do we want the nose to do? Let's do flat on the bottom, and then kind of it's like heart. That, yeah. There we go. Kind of like a heart nose, but kind of not exactly. Phoenix the cat has a heart nose. Like a big fat heart. The music stopped. It's my sign. I need my tea. You've put it off too long. Your entire playlist has played through everything. That can't have happened. I can't even see how that's possible. I haven't been over here that long. It's not physically possible. Something else is involved. Okay. I think. What was that? Maybe a little too big. Believe it or not. Too big. I'm going to smush it on the table. Smush. Shape it just a little bit. That's better. I think there's actually too much clay. Let's pull some of that out. It's just too much clay. There we go. I think that's probably going to be better. Yeah, that is actually. Just needs a little smoosh. Smoosh. Oh, I'm excited about this. I need to get a sponge next and do some smoothing. And then it's ready to show. Ready to show. Ready to show. I whisper too much. This microphone's not that good. Let's Let's pick this up just a little bit. Oh, I hate doing that. So dangerous. So scary. So scary. And down. Okay. Do not almost. Do not mess that up. Do not mess that up. Okay, so now I want to grab a sponge. Actually, let's do that. Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's do very quickly. There we go. That was scary, but I moved it, and it's a little. He's so cute. Now he needs smoothing and refining. But he is so cute. All right, the sponge. We got bringing it. Now I like to sponge with my good old vinegar. It does some amazing stuff, and it's going to smooth this like nobody's business. And it gives it this, like, I don't know, this coat. I will find out more about what goes on with vinegar and clay, because the way it smooths it out. It helps to give it the finish. And again, being careful, of course, not to use too much. I don't want anything to be wet. Just getting rid of cracks. Making sure it's the texture that I'm looking for. Wasn't quite the texture that it was. And then I'll cover it so that it dries, hopefully without cracking. Give it that slow dry. And then fire it. And then do some fun glazing. These can be really fun to glaze because the subject is just fun. It's fantastical. I do want to practice some more. I have some dragon mugs that I've been working on and want to work on perfecting those a little bit more. Because I would like to do some workshops. This is something, of course, that I want to do workshops on, because we could definitely, in a 4-week workshop, you could totally walk out with, at least one of these, if not more than one of these. So this is a workshop for sure. Your critter bowl But the dragon mugs that I was working on, I want to get those down to a workshopable experience also. Right now they are probably take a little too long for a 4-week. They just take too long. And I'd like to sell them also. That's the other thing, of course. All of these things would be available in the summer at various events and outlets and whatnot also. But I like teaching people how to make things themselves. I think that that's fun and meaningful. Maybe that's more than fun. I like when people can walk away with something that they've done themselves. It's neat if you walk away with something in mind that you've purchased. That's cool. And I certainly hope people do that too as an artist. But man, to be able to teach somebody to do something for themselves, that's the real deal. That's cool. All right. Almost. There's a couple here. I need like a mini sponge. There's one here on the front that's just killing me. It's okay. I can't get it with this. I'll get it with the glaze. You guys looking at my hair, looking at my grays. Oh, I got it. There we go. Okay. Now this guy just needs to dry enough that I can pick him up. That's going to be a minute. No, he's cute. Brr. What is he? Or she? Or they? It's a cat. It doesn't matter. All right. So I'm going to grab, and I've shown this before, the first one of these I did that's all glazed up, and I'll bring it around here. It's just over on a shelf. I'm looking at it right there, so that you can see kind of what this looks like in general, what these can look like when they're all finished up. That this dude is cute. He's nice and thick. The one I made before was, I think, a thinner version. But let me go grab him real quick, and I'll show you what these guys look like when they're done. They're cute. I like them. Again, this guy's thinner. Actually, he's smaller. Yeah. But this is the general idea. You get the idea. Yeah, he's a smaller dude. I like this other one that I just did. Yeah, I like this guy that I just did. I think probably more, frankly. But this little dude, you can see the colors. You can have a lot of fun. I did little 3-dimensional like whisker dots on this guy. And I didn't do it on this one. They're cute. I don't know if they were worth the time. They popped off a lot and were hard to get to stay on there. They are cute though. But I did do that. I love the blue inside and the little ears. But yeah, that's an idea. That's what it looked like when finished. So that gives you an idea of kind of what we're going for here. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. And that'll be same idea here. I just, again, kind of went for something a little more substantial, a little bit thicker on this one. And frankly, something that could probably stand up to use. I don't know that this one, it's cute. And yeah, I mean, it's actually, it's I'm smacking it. It can stand up to use. I don't try to build stuff that can't actually take some abuse. So this can take some abuse, but this can really this could be used. This could be used. This you could feed a pet from. This could be your favorite cereal bowl. So that's more when I'm working on practice, so that when this actually gets built in the studio as a workshop for the public, what you go home with is and again, not that this is a flimsy bowl, but you don't go home with a flimsy bowl. You go home with something that stands up to some scrutiny, stands up to some life, basically, is life proof, or at least life worthy. So that's what we're working on building. But that is an unglazed and a glazed version of the Critter Bowl, and kind of what it looks like to build one, so that you have an idea of what one of the workshops will look like. And they are fun. So here we go. I'll give you one last up close. Looks kind of angry.